Hello, everybody, and welcome to the latest episode of Tales from the Fandom. I am your host, David, and we have a special guest joining us today. I found them on Instagram at some point. People share pictures, and I got to stumble across their photo. And I have Darth Mars joining me today. And how are you doing today?
Hi, I'm doing well, and you?
I'm doing good now. If I happen to mention your name, should I say Darth? Should I say Mars? Should I just Darth Mars?
Uh,
What would you like?
Probably Mars. That's probably the best. It's just kind of like a shortened version of my real name.
Okay. Well, when I have that obvious visualization, when I say Darth, like the first thing that I think of is Vader, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I know I'm not talking to Darth Vader tonight.
No, absolutely not. I feel like I'm the complete opposite of Darth Vader, but I don't know why. I think I just thought of like Darth Vader and Mars from Sailor Moon, and like together.
It works, and
Yeah, yeah.
I could see Sailor Mars being a very terrifying Sith Lord if she
Oh,
wanted to be
yes.
one.
Absolutely.
Like I said at the beginning, I follow a number of people on Instagram, and one of the things that I love is when people share other people's work. And
Yeah.
at some point, one of your photos, it was you dressed as Starfire in like the Starfire casual cosplay, wearing the NASA shirt, and I was like, "Dang, that's pretty good. I like that." So
Oh,
I know I hit the like, and then I followed, and I've been following you for a while. I really love the work that you do for cosplay, and now I'm super excited to have you here as a guest, and we're going to be talking about a number of different fandoms today, and of course, cosplay. Shockingly, not talking about Star Wars or Sailor Moon in this
yeah, yeah.
conversation. But one of the favorite things that I love, and you happen to share that love as well, and I get to share my love of it with my children, is the Studio Ghibli movies.
Yes, absolutely. First of all, thank you so much for all the compliments. Oh, it makes me so happy to hear that you enjoy my work.
Well, that's what I'm here for. I
Yeah,
love I love giving people the compliments and the likes and the stuff on
yeah.
the stuff on Instagram, because I think positivity is a really powerful thing, and people need
Yes,
to have a
absolutely.
little bit of it.
Yeah, yeah.
How did you first get into Studio Ghibli movies? Where did you get your start?
That is a very tough question. I believe I know I was very young, and I think it I don't remember which movie it was. I'm thinking it was either Kiki's Delivery Service or Whisper of the Heart. I don't think it was Spirited Away. I think it was either Kiki's or Whisper of the Heart. That was my first movie that I watched, and I think it just came on TV, maybe on like some HBO network thing, cable a long time ago. And I just fell in love with the artwork. I was always into animated movies, and I was pretty big on watching movies when I was younger.
Hmm.
Didn't have too much friends, so I would spend my time watching a lot of movies. And Studio Ghibli just hit something that nothing fulfilled for me. And I was like, I need to know more. And back then, I don't know, the internet wasn't that great. I had that like big computer that had to dial up through the through the phone, so you'd hear "Ee!" and then my mom, I'm on the computer and she's like, "Hey, I need to use the phone. You got to get off the computer." Yeah, that that's how old I am, and so I didn't really know how to research these things. So I think as I grew older, more of these movies started popping up, and as the internet started growing, I started to research more about Studio Ghibli and absolutely loved everything about
I'm laughing over here because
it.
I do this podcast, right? And I talk with a lot of people, and I don't really get to talk to the age range of people where I
Yeah.
am, which you've now outed yourself that you're
Oh,
somewhere
absolutely.
close to me at this point,
Yeah.
because I too had, the computer that did the for the
Yeah.
modem
Yeah.
and the connecting. But yeah, I was in like middle school, high school during that age, so that I'll date myself there for dial
Yeah.
up
Yeah.
internet.
Exactly.
But I totally understand, like, you discovered something and then you had to go out, and there's not much back then. Gosh,
Yeah.
like, I tell my kids
It
all the
was
time that
tough.
they have it so lucky with just instant
Yeah.
access on everything.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I remember that I worked at a Blockbuster, which is also something
Oh,
that most people don't know of anymore, and
yes. Love it.
that's how I stumbled across my first Ghibli movies, was that way. But I think mine was my initial one was either Totoro or Kiki's Delivery Service, and then from there it was let's see here. I saw Spirited Away in the movie theater and Princess Mononoke in the
Ooh.
movie theater. So and then it just went downhill from there.
Yeah, exactly. I kept. I think I also found a Studio Ghibli movie in Blockbuster, and also a couple of like weird animes there too. That I was like, I don't know what this is, but I'm gonna pick it up because it looks cool. So I didn't even know what anime was back then, but I picked it up because I loved it. It looked nice.
Yep. Now, out of there, Studio Ghibli, Hayao Miyazaki, there number of movies, uh, and I of the ones that I've watched, which I will admit I've not seen all of them, but
Same. I
I've seen enough. But which movie is your favorite out of the ones that you have watched?
also very tough answer or question. I think maybe Howl's Moving Castle is probably the top favorite. I also really love Kiki's because it was the first one, and it always gets me through like my art block as well. And I recently started to. I just watched this one, Pocorosco.
Yeah,
I think that's
Porco
what it's
Rosso.
called.
Yeah.
Yes, I loved that one. So, and then Tails Earthsea. Oh, there's just too many. But House is the top. I I'm settled. That's my answer. Final answer.
Final
House.
answer. Ba, ba, ba,
Yeah.
ba. If there was a prize, I'd give it to you, because
Oh,
it's your final answer.
yeah.
Um, I can't sway people and be like, no, that's
Yeah.
incorrect, because I do like Howl's Moving Castle. I do remember when it came out, and then I found out that it's like based on a book, and I remember reading
Yes.
the book and was like, oh, this is totally different than there's so much more
Totally.
than what's in the movie. But I really like what they did with what was in the movie, and the art across every movie is always wonderful. It just
Yeah.
there's something special about his movies.
Yeah. It's so whimsical and brilliant, and it gives me so much motivation for my own art. Uh, to It's just a huge inspiration for me.
With Howl's Moving Castle, you sent in the questionnaire that I send to everybody, so I
Yeah.
happen to have this at my fingertips. What do you love about Sophie? Because you listed her as one of your favorite characters, and I'm curious to know why.
I relate to her a lot, and to kind of see myself as her. She's very, at the beginning of the movie, she doesn't believe in herself, and she doesn't think that she's beautiful. And there's just so much to her that I connected with. and to see her progress in the movie and her find confidence in herself and find beauty within herself and know that she has become confident makes me feel like I can do that within myself as well. And a she's a big inspiration for me to be confident in what I do.
That's a great answer right there. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. For Studio Ghibli, what keeps you coming back to the movies? Because you just said that you watch Porco Rosso, and that's not something
Yes.
that a lot of people. Number one, I don't think a lot of people that watch Ghibli movies. I don't think that they like Porco Rosso is not one of those top ones where they're like, I love
Oh,
Porco Rosso. I'm going to go watch that. It's not one where it's just out there and super popular like some of these other ones are. So what keeps you going down the Miyazaki, the Studio Ghibli like rabbit hole, so to speak, of like some of his older works or movies that you're like that you don't hear about that often?
I remember seeing this one. I believe it's called Only Yesterday
Hmm.
or something like that. That's another like really obscure one that not many people talk about, and it made me cry so hard. I know the Grave of the Fireflies is also a really sad one, but this one just hit in a way, and just a lot of his movies are Hayao Miyazaki. The way that he directs it gives me there's so much emotion into them, with also being kind of vague.
Hmm.
So the ending of I hope I don't spoil too much. It's just open ended. The
Hmm.
Porco
Porco
Rosso.
Rosso.
I can't say it right at all. I'm so bad at pronouncing. Yeah, the ending is open ended. Same thing with the Only Yesterday. There's kind of like a left. You're left with wanting more. Left with wanting to be in that world. And it's so amazing how he can build such a wonderful environment and world. Is story building is, to me, incredible. I would love to live in that setting. Even sadly in like Hal's Moving Castle, that whole setting is war. That's super sad, but I'd love to be in it. It looks so beautiful
Hmm.
and magical. And I've always been super interested in magic and adventure. It's keeps me wanting more in a way that I wish my life was. Yeah.
I was just thinking to myself because as you're talking, I'm like, you know, I really love the settings that he does because but with the art style that they use for the movies, it just makes you want to live in those environments.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if I had to pick one, I would probably live like in Kiki's Delivery Service land, just
Yes.
because it just has that feel of like it's not it's not fully like modernized and everything, but
Exactly.
it's not like Princess Mononoke back in back in like the harder times.
Yeah, exactly. Where you probably have to like poop outside in the in a trench. Like that does not sound very exciting. But Kiki's that setting, I would definitely love to live in that setting. And the food,
Oh gosh.
I just it can't compare to real life, and it makes me kind of sad a little bit. The way there, it's you can kind of sometimes even when I eat, it's amazing, but then I think about Studio Ghibli food.
It's those memes that you see everywhere,
Yeah.
like how good like the ramen looks or the food
Oh,
looks, and it's all, and whatever we make will never compare to the beauty of that food.
Exactly. That's crazy to me.
Oh my goodness. Yes. I love Ghibli. Like, I just love those movies. And I
Yeah.
think one of the things that I love is that they stand the test of time, because my kids
Mhm.
are like, they're modern kids. They're not like me when I was growing up, and we just had to deal with whatever we got, essentially, from like Disney
Exactly.
or the cartoons. So when we started taking them to see these movies, because one of the theaters here in Orlando generally used to show one every year, in the theater, so we'd take them to go see them. And the older
Mhm.
movies like Totoro, Kiki's Delivery Service, Castle in the Sky, they
I
were
love
able
that
to
one.
sit through them, and they hold up because they're just timeless works. Like, they just
Absolutely.
can exist alone, stand alone, and just be forever. And I love that. Like, it's one of the things that I just love about his works, is that it doesn't matter how old you are, you can watch them and just really enjoy it.
Exactly. I totally agree. It is so timeless. I still watch it to this day. Little me loved it, and I'm pretty sure once I grow much older, I would still love to watch it. I think I'm not a person to really watch things over and over and over again, but I've watched Howl's Moving Castle so many times. It's
Hmm.
ridiculous.
And I will say, for people that are listening, and you're like, how can I find these movies? Because for a long time, either that they were very expensive to buy. They used to be
Yes.
like $35 each, on like
Yeah.
Blu-ray for a long time. But if you have the HBO Max streaming service, they have most of the Studio Ghibli movies on there. Not all of them, but most
Yeah,
of them are
sad.
on there.
Yeah, that's why I started watching some of the stuff that I haven't watched yet. There's still a couple that I need to watch, but HBO Max, they've been great.
And I will say, personally, I know, like, I haven't watched Porco Rosso. It's been on my list for years, but I'm so worried about Grave of the Fireflies, because I have heard people and
You gotta
their
watch it.
reactions to it after, and it's like, I don't know if my heart can take it.
It is very good. I think it's a good essential movie to watch, also because of the historical context. I think it's a must watch. It is a very sad but beautiful movie.
Hmm. Now, Mars, Darth Mars.
Yeah.
You had mentioned, and it would have been a perfect segue if I, didn't keep talking about Studio Ghibli movies. You mentioned that you liked magic.
Yes, love magic.
You like adventure,
Yes, adventure.
and putting magic and adventure together. There's only, I mean, there's a number of things, but for
Yeah.
our purposes tonight, there's only one thing that this is leading into, and it's something where, as a person who watches this fandom from the outside right now, is that the pandemic that we're still in as of recording this, in July. One of the things that has happened is a number of people that I have discovered this, and maybe, like, this, I don't know if it's recent, we're going to find out, but you are into Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes, I am. Adventure and magic.
Is this a new thing? Is this something that you've been doing for a while? Like, how, like, when did you get started in playing Dungeons and Dragons?
Okay, so this is a story. I I think around 2018. No, I'm trying to think. 2016, 2015. I had a friend that I met in college, and she's like, "Hey, come over, meet some of my friends. We're gonna have some mojitos and just hang out." and I walk in and they're playing Dungeons and Dragons, but they're doing like a one shot of Xena, Warrior Princess, and drinking mojitos, and they're like, "You want to join?" And I was like, "Yeah, this sounds pretty cool." I don't know what it is. I don't know why. I just never really known exactly what Dungeons and Dragons is, or never truly got into it. And then I
Hmm.
played that one shot, loved it. It was so much fun. Of course, the DM was like stressed. We were like yelling, and she'd be like, "Stop, stop! We got to get back to the story." Loved every minute of it, but completely stopped. Didn't really have anybody to play or anybody to talk to about Dungeons and Dragons or anything. And so I recently, it all came together, and I started my official, for real Dungeons and Dragons campaign. I did not start it. I don't think I could ever be a DM.
Hmm.
That I truly understand why she was frustrated during that time, because that is a whole thing that it's insane to be a DM. Whoever DMs, you're crazy, but amazing. We started this campaign, I think, a 5-6 months ago,
Okay.
and I think we had our last session yesterday. So,
Like last as in final session? Like that's it?
hiatus,
Okay.
hiatus. I have a friend who is a professional dancer, and he is not going to have any Wi-Fi on the ship because he's a professional dancer on a cruise ship.
Okay.
So he's about to leave, and we rather have our full party there. So it's on hiatus. Whenever he comes and visit, we're gonna start playing. But we're starting a new campaign. We're doing a Curse of Strahd. So this is gonna be pretty exciting.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Now, I love your story about the friend that was like, "Hey, come over for mojitos and let's hang out." And like secretly it's like,
Yeah.
"Yes, we're going to get somebody else to join and play the game."
Exactly, exactly. And since then, I feel like full on nerd. I don't know. I do not get the whole kind of keep it secret, like, oh, Dungeons and Dragons. That's extremely nerdy. I think this is the coolest thing ever, and I think it's been rising in popularity, probably because of also Stranger Things. But it's just been booming. That now you could say that you're playing it, and people are like, "Oh, cool! I play it too,"
Mm-hmm. Yep.
and that's exciting. I'm glad that it's becoming more of a common thing and not like, "Ew, you're a nerd" type of
Right.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely something because I started back in like the mid to late '90s, and I've
Mhm.
have played mostly up until like my kids were born, and then it's like okay, I don't really have a lot of time and scheduling and
Yeah.
all the stuff that goes into it, right?
Oh,
But
it's so hard to
I
schedule.
I love playing tabletop role playing games. I love talking to people about tabletop role playing games, and I love seeing, like you said, with Stranger Things or with people that are like famous and popular getting into
Yeah,
the games and making it more of a cultural awareness, or even
exactly.
where like I think the popularity of shows like Game of Thrones where people are like, "Dang,
Hmm.
this show is good," and then they're like, "Oh, well, maybe you'd like to play something that's kind of like that, or spend some time." It's it's definitely getting to be like the accessibility is wonderful now, especially with being able to play online and play over the internet and with webcams and then in person. It's just
Exactly.
it's just so wonderful that so many new people, like people that I've recorded with, and I never like they'd never mentioned it, they never said that they were into it, and then seeing them like a year, 2 years later, like playing D&D is like, dang, like that's so awesome. I'm so happy that more people are getting into it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, one of the cheapest games that you could play. And because you don't have to spend so much money on this. It's all really creativity and community of people coming together and just making up a story on your own. And I think that is so cool.
Now, what's the draw for you? Like what gets you to the table every week for playing? Like what brings you to the table for Dungeons and Dragons?
The drinks. No, I'm joking. But I think that definitely my friends just coming together, and we usually grab our sour gummy worms, or we talk like, hey, are you bringing the drinks? Hey, you got the Cheetos going, stuff like that. And we eat, we talk, and we play. And I think it's so big right now as well to have some sort of belonging, or talking to people. It's been pretty hard being away from people and not having as much communication. And I think this has been such a good way to bring people together and bring more of my friends. I'm really bad at texting and communicating online, but this really brings uh, me and my friends together, and it brings kind of like a sense of community. And I talk and just become somebody else. It's a lot of fun just spending time with my friends and making up a story and having now inside jokes. Uh, so yeah, it's a lot of fun having all these inside jokes and being with my friends and eating and drinking.
That that is always something, is the eating and the drinking, like,
Yes.
and it just depends on like where you are in life, on like what that entails. Like, okay,
Yeah.
are we bringing the chips and the sodas, or is it the healthy carrots with ranch
Yeah.
dipping?
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh my goodness. You've mentioned that your campaign that you've started in is going on hiatus. Now, I love to know, because I'm super nerd. What kind of character did you play? What were you playing in the game?
So I was playing a tiefling wizard.
Very nice. I like
And
wizard magical classes are the ones where I'm like, I don't go to those more totally, because there's a lot of stuff going on with them.
oh my god, because this is technically my first real campaign. And
Mm-hmm.
so, because the one shot was already, the character was kind of already made,
Right.
so I had everything set up. This was my first time making a character. Oh boy, what I got myself into, something that I was like, there's so many spells, thinking about spell slots, and then the spell slots. Okay, this is what got me. Each level does not correlate with the level of spell. So if you are, let's say, level 4, you can't do a level 4 spell. You gotta wait until you're level 5 or something, or level 6,
Mm-hmm.
to even do a level 4 spell. And I was like, what is that? That's makes things so much more confusing. But it was enjoyable to pick out the spells. Uh, but this, and then I had to pick out a class of like what my school.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up picking an illusionist, and that's hard on its own as well, just to think of certain ways to use my illusion, and to think of ways to make it kind of creative. There was one time we had this like giant lizard, and we needed a way to distract the lizard. So I made and usually like animals or whatever don't have a high intelligence, and my character or wizards usually should have a pretty good intelligence to cast their spells. And I casted a large female lizard and was like, "Ooh, come over here. I'm distracting you." And so just thinking of ways was pretty interesting. And uh, definitely my next one for Curse of Strahd, I decided to go a completely different route. So it was a lot. I still got to do spells in this one. I ended up choosing a paladin human.
Okay.
So pretty excited about this one because she is the complete opposite from my other one. The other one's like super smart, uh, does not have any strength at all, -1 on strength. So anytime I roll, like anytime everyone was like, "Oh, anybody can use their strength," I was like, "Not me, absolutely not. I am not strong. I can't do it." This one, I am dumb. Uh, for Curse of Strahd, I'm dumb, and but I'm extremely strong. So I'm like a himbo, if you will, a very sweet, caring, strong, but not too smart, which is pretty exciting.
That is awesome. I see. I love
Yeah,
getting to hear about people's characters, and for a essentially a first time player tackling because I consider like wizard and sorcerer to be like one of the hardest
yeah,
classes to start off with. Oh man, if I'm clapping over here. You can't hear me clap, but I'm clapping over here
yeah.
because I think
Thank you.
I've
I bow.
played I've played a wizard. I think once I've done it, but I generally, if I'm playing a casting class, it'll be like a cleric or a druid. But
Yeah,
yeah, I'm more for like, let me just like hit things or be sneaky and go from there.
yeah. It was a definite big challenge. I told my DM because I talked to him a lot about my character and where I want to go. And then I turned to him and I was like, why did you let me pick this for my first character? But I really, really enjoyed playing her. She was still is a lot of fun. Interesting with the illusion. I probably would have chose maybe something else, maybe something a little bit easier as well. So I definitely turned again to my DM. Why'd you let me choose this school? Because that's just it's another added extra of I don't really know what I'm doing. But I ended up doing pretty well and doing well within the team. It, but this time for Curse of Strahd, definitely taking it a little bit easier, but still very excited to play a paladin because I wanted to kind of heal, but also
Hmm.
be super strong, and I wanted to get in there and be a little bit of a tank as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm super excited for you. I hope you post
Yeah,
updates about it on your Instagram so that way people can follow along.
I will. I will. I definitely will. I have a friend who's not in the campaign, but I tell her all about it. Every time we meet up, she's like, "So, tell me what's going on with the campaign. I need to know. I need to know everything." And the last time she was like, "Okay, this is where I left off. Please tell me what's happening with you guys."
That's awesome. I love that. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And I do have to say, I mean, you seem to have just jumped right in. So people that are listening, if you haven't tried it, don't be scared.
Yeah, absolutely, and definitely don't. I mean, choose a wizard. It's okay if you really, really want to as your first, because I did it. And sometimes I feel like I'm not the most creative or brightest or whatnot, but definitely go for it. Do whatever you would feel like you'd want to be. And it's pretty fun and easy to get into. But I think it also all depends on a good DM
Hmm.
as well. You have to have someone. I'm so thankful for our DM. He answered so many questions for us. And anytime we were confused, he was there to answer. And he's been a great DM.
Yeah, it's definitely something where you need to have the right group and the right person
Exactly.
running, and that sometimes takes some time to find. But
It
don't give
definitely
up.
does.
Don't be
Exactly.
disheartened, everyone. You will find a great person and a great group because
Yeah,
they're out there.
absolutely. Yep.
We're going to do another a D&D topic, but this is jokingly D&D because we're gonna do Ducktales and Disney, but
Woo.
woo! I thought you were going for it, but I went ahead and finished it. I went ahead
Thank
and
you. Thank you.
for
I don't know why my
this is
uh
group participation podcast here.
yeah, exactly.
Now with you mentioned Ducktales, so we're doing capital Ducktales with lowercase Disney. Um,
Yes.
and we're talking like the new DuckTales. Like this is the because I grew up with like classic DuckTales, and you're talking brand spanking new DuckTales.
Brand spanking new. I watched the old one, but not too much. And I recently started the new one. I'm basically finished with it, but I have the last episode. It's been hard to try to finish it because it is so good. And I don't think I've ever done this before where I have to leave the last episode because I just don't want it to end. It is incredibly so good. And so I started watching the old one again, and there are some kind of not so great, uh, insensitive topics that they uh, that occur um, in the original Ducktales. So
Hmm.
I definitely think this new one does the old Ducktales out of the water. Amazing, super inclusive as well, and it is. I can go on and on. I think my friends are so sick and tired of me talking about Ducktales because I've been telling everyone to watch it, and I've been talking about it for months. It's wonderful.
Now, with DuckTales, I have to ask, especially with the it being a essentially a reboot, like it's a whole new show, it's
Yes.
this whole new thing. Did you just happen to be flipping around on Disney and be like, oh look, there's DuckTales, or was it something where you were ready for it, like you'd heard the announcement, and you're like, I'm going to watch DuckTales?
So I didn't even know that there was a reboot at all. And I'm not a big fan of reboots, to be honest. Um, I don't think they do a great job most of the time. But this one, I think our friend was like, "Hey, just put it on. Let's watch it." And um, we're like, "Yeah, sure." And so we put it on, and I it was just so good. I never even knew that there was a reboot. Uh, just I'm glad for Disney Plus, to be honest. Sometimes their interface pisses me off.
Oh my
I'm not
gosh.
gonna lie. It is. Please get on Netflix level because it is frustrating sometimes. But I'm so glad that they have all these shows on Disney Plus that I can either revisit or watch for the first time and I didn't even know that there was a reboot. And I'm very sad that it is canceled. Uh, I think maybe with it being on Disney Plus and people seeing it, and maybe me talking about it for forever, brings it up again. It maybe makes a new comeback, but I doubt it.
Now, okay, so you weren't even looking for it. You got into it, but what drew you to it? Like why did you get into it? And now, obviously you're proselytizing. You're like, "Hey, everyone come watch Ducktales. Come
Yeah.
watch Ducktales." Like
Woo.
what was the draw for it?
Um, that's a hard question. It was overall, the art is amazing. The animation is beautiful, well done, and I think it really does the characters justice. Uh, Especially Donald Duck. He's not there as much in this show, but he's still there, and they still give him a wonderful like backstory and new things that occur to him, especially with his voice. Uh, there's just several things that they play on that, and Mickey makes an appearance, Goofy. So all the things that I love of Disney, it is brought into the show, but it's made in a way that it's for everyone, for adults, for kids, and the story is amazing that it really fleshes out the characters, and I think that's what makes me keep going of like my love for Disney, but they really flesh things out and create such a good world building and storytelling, and it really pulls me in to get to know these characters because I feel like to be honest, I didn't really love Donald Duck. I think the most that I got from him, I watched a lot of the old animated shows. I remember him with Mickey in an orchestra and Donald Duck being pissed off because a bee bit him in his butt or something like that.
Hmm.
So I got like, he's just an angry duck. And in Kingdom Hearts, my God, he is the worst. You try to get some heals from him, and he just does not do anything. He is useless. So that's how I knew him. I was like, Donald Duck, he's a pissed off duck, and I'm pissed off at him because he doesn't heal me. So I didn't really love him. But the show really fleshed his character out so well that it made me, oh my God, I love Donald Duck and I could relate to him so much. He's such a wonderful character, and they bring in Daisy too. So they talk. And Daisy is not this like damsel in distress or anything like that. She is a wonderful, uh, like fashion designer. Uh, so they bring out something for her as well, and uh, connect Donald Duck and Daisy together, which is something I never really saw anywhere as much
Hmm.
compared to Mickey and Minnie, of course. So it was really nice them connecting with other Disney worlds and really building this. It's amazing.
Now with the new Ducktales, there's a lot of changes. Obviously, like the animation's different.
Yeah.
The voice actors are people that you might know, and under, you're like, oh, I know who that person is.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I know that they integrated a lot of stuff, maybe from, because I know that they had like Darkwing Duck, like, kind of
Oh,
shows up but not really.
oh, he's
um
in there and he's wonderful.
And it's stuff like I remember growing up
Yeah.
on Ducktales and Darkwing Duck and Tailspin and all those, the Disney
Uh-huh.
animated shows that you'd come home and after school and watch or whatnot. Who out of in this Ducktales universe, like who do you love the most? Who's your favorite character in that show?
Okay. So I believe I don't know if she was in the original. I think she might be an added on in this new series. Webby.
Okay.
She's played by Kate Micucci or something like that. Wonderful. I absolutely loved her because like she is this super badass character, but she's also like this innocent child, uh, and she's just a crazy, fun character, and I think it's super cool how they made her. She lives in the Scrooge mansion because her mom is uh, kind of like the nanny ish, but she is mostly a spy, and she's trained Webby to like this super hardcore fighting. So Webby's like super badass and can fight, but she's still a child, and she still acts like a child and just wants friends and friendship. It's super cute, and she makes me laugh. Like she's so freaking funny. The voice actor, her delivery, and she's perfect for the character. It's makes she makes me laugh like crazy.
Well, that's awesome. And yeah, in the classic, Webigail was there,
Yes,
but
Abigail.
she was just like in the sole female character besides Mrs.
There we
Weekly or
go.
whatever.
Yeah, yeah, and they really that's what it was. Where she wasn't as important, there wasn't anything to her in the original, but in this one they did her justice so well with her character. She is incredible in this. I can't imagine the show without her.
Oh, that is awesome. I love
Yeah.
that. It's on the list. Like I always hear everyone like because I heard watch DuckTales, watch the Tangled series, watch like
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
so much on Disney
So
Plus
much.
to watch, and it's like I don't have enough time in my day.
I know, me too. It's so hard because there's so many things, and then now, like with Disney adding in like all the Marvel stuff and all the Star Wars stuff as well, it is just so much content
Hmm.
to watch. It's a wonderful time to be in, but not enough time.
Exactly. Like one of my shows is on there that I'd love to do a rewatch of, but it's also like I'd have to put up with the 90s animation because I love
Yeah.
gargoyles. And
Oh, me too.
I would love to just do that rewatch, but at the same time I'd have to get through it. And some of it is
Exactly.
and like you mentioned about like the original DuckTales, there's definitely like the era of problematic stuff definitely crops up now and then. I'm like, oh,
Exactly.
I can't believe like coming from us now, the world that we live in now, looking back, and you're like, how could we have watched this, or how could my parents have let me watch this? And it's just so I don't know. It's just something looking back on old media, and you're like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, yeah. And in this DuckTales, they really do things that are well, and uh, they and it's like kind of subtle. There's one of the characters, her she has both two dads, and it's like super subtle, and I love that they were inclusive, and I think that's amazing for Disney to be adding more representation in stuff.
Oh, absolutely. It's something where it's, it's long overdue, and I'm glad that some of the products, I'm not sure if it's, if Disney's doing it or if it's the creators doing it and they just happen to be on
Exactly.
Disney, but I'm happy to see that it is happening.
Yeah, yeah. And then a lot of the Disney Plus, the shows, they would have um, like a black screen, and it would say like, "Hey, this is a sensitive topic," and they apologize for certain stuff. So I think that's uh, pretty interesting to see how Disney is dealing with this nowadays.
Absolutely. Now, we've been talking about fandoms, but we're here, we're ready, we're at the part,
Yes.
and I'm excited because this is the stuff that you present to everybody on your Instagram, and we're going to talk about it now. Like I said,
Yeah.
I found you on Instagram, and I found you through your cosplay photos, and you've got a number of them. We're going to talk about a whole bunch, but
Yeah.
where
I'm
did
excited.
where did you or how did you decide to start cosplaying and get into cosplay?
Yeah. So my first cosplay was not really my first cosplay. I'm gonna say that now. Like it was a long time ago. I didn't even know what cosplay was per se, and I think this was like me in high school, and I just kind of threw something together. It was I even forgot her name. She was from Second Son, infamous Second Son, this video game, and I just quickly put her on because I thought that's what you would do, or I think my friend told me like, oh, you dress up in these conventions and you go and you buy stuff, and I was like, oh, cool, let's do that, and never did it ever again. I went into art college and was super, super crazy busy there that I didn't have time to make any cosplays or anything.
Hmm.
So after graduating, my friend was like, I'm going to an anime convention. And to be honest, I really didn't know what I was going to do with my life after college. I'm still am pretty confused of where to go, what to do, um, getting animation jobs, several things. And cosplay has really helped me out of uh, making me less anxious
Hmm.
about the world and finding a hobby, especially during the pandemic, because I really started right before the pandemic hit, I feel like. Um, and my friend was like, yeah, let's go to an anime convention. And I really wanted to do my best in uh, cosplay. So I made, uh, it was Mito, not Mito, Megumin. Yes. Um, I made, I don't know how to sew at all, uh, but I made for the first time my boyfriend, I made him the Konosuba, I forgot the male character's name, but I made the cape. I bought Megumin's costume from uh, McCostume, and
Okay.
but I made for the first time my own prop. So I made her big wand, uh, and that was what I was so excited about. Sewing, I'm still like new, but props, I just I wanted to work with electronics already, and I built this staff and it lights up, and the crystal ball is in like looks. I try to make it like float in the middle,
Mm-hmm.
and I did that. I did Luna, uh, Luna's human form, and I believe I had one more, but I do not remember what I. Oh, it was casual Blackfire actually. Uh, this Starfire's sister,
Mm-hmm.
and I made her gauntlets and made it light up and everything. So I was super excited to really get into it. And I feel like once I started making these props and cosplays, it was all over for me. I could not stop. I love it so much, and I want to continue, and I want to get better and really work with LEDs and sewing because I don't know anything about sewing. I think now so far it's been maybe a year now or a full almost 2 years that I've been cosplaying, and it's been a lot of fun trying to learn from scratch how to do all of these things and wig styling too. I didn't even know that was a thing until cosplaying, and it's so crazy. You got to be everything in cosplay. Well, you don't have to be, but I like to learn everything. It's super exciting to be a hairstylist, uh, do foam work, learn electronics, do photography, editing, a videographer. A cosplayer can be anything and they can be everything, and that's so exciting to me.
It is absolutely wonderful to hear that, and just to see like the work that you've done, because you mentioned the staff, and I pulled the picture up just now, and it really does look like however you crafted that staff to have the red orb in the center of it. It really looks well done.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I did like a acrylic sheet, uh, so it could like window whatever is happening in the background, and I attach it to like a Christmas ornament bulb. Pretty excited.
I do want to ask because you've got a number of different characters that you've done as far as
Yeah.
cosplays go. Um, how do you, because it's always a wonderful question to find out, how do you decide who you're going to cosplay? Is it more of a I relate to the character and I like them? Is it more of a hey, I really like that costume and I want to do that? Or is it a combination of both?
It's usually for me a combination of both, but I also really, as a person of color, I like to try to cosplay people of color, and I want to bring representation to, uh, my color of skin, and I really look into characters that are not represented as much, and I want to bring them to life. I think that's what I mostly look for and try to go towards, but I still like to sprinkle in characters that I love or I think the costume is cool. Um, like Starfire, I want to do all versions of her because her costumes are all super incredible, especially the hair too.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. Now, for people that are listening, I'm going to run through some cosplays that Darth Mars has done. Shockingly, I didn't see any Darth Vader or Sailor Mars, so
I know.
you know, hold on to your hats for that one. That's a major shocker. But here, I'm going to just read off some of the ones, or tell you some of the ones that I love. Which obviously, Starfire was the first one that I saw. Um, there's something about the character of Starfire that I just love, and the people that cosplay Starfire again have that same like exuberant energy in a photo. In fact, there's a picture of you like standing on a car and someone's cosplaying Raven underneath, and it's just
Yeah.
like that photo it just has so much energy and personality. Like I love it. Like I'm just, it's just a wonderful photo.
Yeah,
So
that's one of my favorites. I
uh,
had so much fun getting on top of that car and just like doing whatever. It was so fun.
I love Starfire. I love the Velma and Daphne shoot that you did, because you're Velma and Velma
Yeah,
rocks and Velma's the best girl.
love
Uh,
her.
you did a Kim Possible and Shigo
Yeah.
cosplay, duo, wonderful yet again. Major props, and probably the character that is super underrepresented in a certain video game series, but love for Waluigi.
Yes, absolutely.
Waluigi deserves all the respect.
All of it.
Isabelle from Animal Crossing, which between like the Christmas one, the regular New Horizons look, I mean, you've got some wonderful characters that you have done over the past 2 years.
Yeah, I really try to have fun with it and be very silly. I love making people laugh, and because sometimes I don't think I'm funny, and then whenever I do, like make somebody laugh, I'm like, oh, I'm funny. It's a great feeling. So I really like just being silly and getting out of my comfort zone because I'm usually kind of a shy person. And I'm really trying not to be. I'm trying to be full fledged Mars. Like I'm trying to go out there and be me and have fun with it without any shame.
Exactly. I was thinking about that earlier today, of just seeing cosplayers go out into like the actual world, in settings, and then
Yeah.
having people look at them while they're getting, photo shoots and doing all that.
Uh huh.
And I'm like, I barely want to go out in my normal clothes and just be in
Exactly.
existence.
Yeah. It is. Oof, it's hard. Uh, Walking into a grocery store full cosplay and people just staring at you. I had my Beetlejuice one on, and my teeth were all like I added like black uh, things to make your teeth look like it's rotten, and it's not
Hmm.
Halloween. And I'm walking around with like rotten teeth, green hair, and moss all over me. And people are just like, what is this girl doing? It's not even Halloween.
Hmm.
It makes me a little anxious and uncomfortable, but it's also really fun, especially when you're doing it like with a friend and they're just laughing with you, and it's a good time once you're in it.
Do you have a favorite? Is there a cosplay that you've done that is the one where you're like, you know what, this is the best one that I've done so far?
It is probably my Riju one, because that is my first one that I fully the wig styled, the clothes I sewed, the crown made. Like I did almost everything in that cosplay, and I added like a nose prosthetic or did like a scar wax shaped to create like a pointier nose to make it look like hers,
Hmm.
and learning new techniques with like makeup, so covering my eyebrows because I really do not want to shave my eyebrows at all. I see so many people, they're like, just do it. I just shaved off all my eyebrows, and I was like, I can't wake up every morning and fill my eyebrows in. That is just not happening. I love my eyebrows too much, so I have to figure out how to cover my very hairy eyebrows up to like look like there's nothing there. It is pretty difficult, but I've been learning to get better with it. And so just the makeup um, is something that was like new and interesting to do. The whole thing I'm pretty proud of, especially also the photo. Where I live, sadly, we don't have that pretty beaches or the desert. Um, I don't really have that much cool backgrounds
Hmm.
to work with, so I added a desert in there, and I love the way that it came out. I I'm pretty proud of it.
That's awesome. Now, for all cosplayers, they have a list of
Yes.
characters that they want to do, that they want to like get
Woo!
done. And I know you've got a list because every cosplayer's got a list.
Yep.
What are some of the characters that you would love to cosplay in the future?
In the future, for sure, Sombra or Sombra. I absolutely love her, and I would love to become her. I think she's one of the top ones. I'm super excited. I'm not the best at sewing, so I already have her cosplay, but I'm going to take my time making the her prop, and I want to also like fix her cosplay and add in lights, um, and do a good job on her wig as well because she has like a shaved side.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna do that. I don't know how, but it'll happen. I also want to do Symmetra as well. I really like Overwatch, and cosplaying those two characters uh, would be a dream. Uh, Also, Fran from Final Fantasy,
Hmm.
the bunny girl,
Yep.
would love to cosplay her as well. And definitely pretty much all the Sailor Moon characters. Mostly Pluto. I know, not Mars. Uh, Mostly Pluto. She is one of my favorite Sailor scouts. So I definitely want to cosplay her.
Yeah, she's one of my favorites too.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I love Pluto.
Yeah, she's awesome.
I would be remiss, you cosplay, but you dropped the bomb on me, and you're like, not only do I cosplay, but you are a 2D 3D artist.
Yes. Yes, I am.
Have you been doing the art like since you were young? Is it something that you got into like in high school? Like where did your art come from?
Once I got out of that womb, I've been drawing. Uh, I've been drawing ever since I could remember. I loved art, loved watching animated movies, and that's really brought me to know that I really want to become an artist. And I like everything about art in general, and I've just been doing it. I remember uh, my mom, she is a physical therapist, and she would have to take me to her job a lot. So I would be in the doctor's office grabbing those sheets of paper that that they put over the chairs. I would just tear those off and draw on them. Like, you have to give me a paper and a pencil because I'm always drawing. I always need to draw on something, and I've anime has like brought me to drawing more, and just it I've been drawing for a long time, and I love it so much.
You dropped the bomb on me, and so I got to check out your Instagram, which
Yeah.
your art Instagram, not your cosplay Instagram.
Yeah.
And you have a number of wonderful photo or pictures, arts. You have a number of wonderful
Yeah.
arts.
Thank
Um,
you.
I dig you got this witch character that has a rifle
Oh
going on,
yeah, I love her. Her name is Stella.
and the you and your partner as benders in the Avatar world.
Yeah.
That was a cool picture. But even going back, like I scrolled all the way back because that's how
Yeah.
I do things. And there's this character that you posted. I don't know, like there's not really a description. Wearing a witch's hat but holding a gun. Like even that, like the way that you did it, I really dig like the colors of the background and how you have it all
Thank
like
you.
it's not like it's not like a detailed background, but I love like how it plays in the picture.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's been a wild time.
And I gotta say that the whale at the beach is also a hit for
Oh,
me.
thank you. I that was I think this is for Inktober or something like that. So they had
Hmm.
you do like prompts throughout the month of October, and you do it every day. There's a prompt for every day. That I've never fully finished one, like a whole month of of Inktober or Mermaid Month or any of
Hmm.
those. It's so difficult, but that one right there is like one of my favorite ones that I've done uh, within the prompts.
And I'm going to shout out one more just because it ties into a TV show I love, which is Ozark. And you did Darlene,
Yes.
and gosh, like oh, just looking at her, it's like
Oh,
oh
thank you.
god, like
Yeah.
Darlene. Ah.
Oh, Darlene. Yeah, that show was so good.
But you've got a lot of great stuff. I love look.
Thank you, thank you.
I enjoy looking at it. Now you had mentioned, you went to school for the art,
Yes.
um, and you want to do something with it. What would you love to do? Like what is your aspirational art goal of like working with in the art industry?
Yeah, so I love 3D, and I would love to. There's like a pipeline within a lot of the animation stuff, and within I specify in texturing, and I really love making a surface look like the surface. So making a rock look like a rock. So I definitely really want to specialize in either environment art and modeling for environments, texturing, and I would also really like doing concept art as well, like concept for characters, for environments, um, even background artists. Definitely would love to work for Pixar one day. Uh, do not know if that's gonna ever happen, but maybe one day. Maybe one day.
You got to put it out there in the universe. I
Yeah,
I want to do this.
exactly,
It's my goal. It might not be like step 1 work for Pixar, but it might be like on that,
exactly,
it's a marathon, not a sprint.
exactly. Thank you.
You are welcome. Now, I've had a wonderful time. The time has actually flown by. I'm almost sad to say that like we're kind of, at the end here, but
Oh,
for people that have been listening and they want to see your cosplay or they want to check out your art or to find you out there in the world on the internet, what are the best places for them to do so?
yeah. You can mostly Instagram. You can check me out on my cosplay page. It's under darthmars.jpg. And if you'd like to check out my artwork, I have on my Instagram, it's Maria or Maria Animate. It's like Maria and Animate together.
Hmm.
Uh, and I'm pretty much in all the cosplay media, social media stuff, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. You search up Darth Mars .jpg probably, and I'll be on there. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I will have the links in the show notes and on the Facebook page and website. So if you enjoyed listening to Darth Mars, please go check out the Instagrams, give follows, likes, comments,
Yeah.
shares, all the algorithmic tools needed to make the Instagram successful. But just, post and be like, hey, I heard you on the podcast. I like
Yeah,
your
I
work.
would love that. I'd definitely appreciate all the love and support.
But I want to say thank you because I have had an enjoyable time getting to listen to talk to you, and
Yeah, thank you.
it was absolutely my pleasure having you on tonight.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate it. It was so much fun just talking and nerding out here. Love it.
Thank you for listening to Tales from the Fandom. Subscribe to us on iTunes or your podcast app of choice. Follow us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/Tales from the Fandom to see photos, links, leave feedback, and check out upcoming guests. If you'd like to be a guest, email David at talesfromthefandom@gmail.com.